Welcome to Fanfiction Audiobooks. Marvel, Opening Prince of Asgard. Chapter 21 The Stretchable Star Trooper. Caesar's unhesitation refusal and contemptuous tone completely angered the space troopers. I didn't want to cause trouble, but you are too arrogant. Now, hand over the energy core immediately. As the elite of the Kerry Empire, the Star Troopers have the support of the huge Kerry Empire behind them. In the entire universe, it is enough to run rampant. There are very few that can make them go backwards. The Caesar and Valina in front of them are obviously not in the database where Young-Rog and others need to retreat. Summons energy weapons, aiming at the two Caesars. The cautious Young-Rog did not attack immediately, but first recruited members of the Roar team to scan the two with the energy scanning device of the Kerry Empire. Young-Rog always felt that something was wrong. That man was too calm and too fearless. Arrogant. Caesar glanced contemptuously at the Star Troopers and others who were on full alert, ignoring the energy scan of the Kerry Empire. If you take the truth as lies, then take me as arrogant. Caesar mobilized divine power and exploded in an instant, causing a strong storm in the small space of the cruiser. In an instant, all the other members of the Star Troop except Young-Rog slammed into the inner wall of the cruiser, and then slowly slipped to the ground. Young-Rog tried his best to stand, his eyes couldn't be opened. He cursed inwardly, how is that possible? How could such a strong man appear near this planet? Is it the Aesir Protoss, 1 Second Order, 1, Fourth Order? A collapsed Star Trooper struggled to stand up, and said the answer given by the energy scanner in his hand in horror. The Second Order Protoss threat level can already be considered high, as for the Fourth Order? That's beyond the scope of risk assessment. Young-Rog also heard the answer from the fallen team member, but he would rather not hear it himself. The Fourth Order Aesir gods, plus the Asgard behind. That is the real power that can run rampant in the universe, with few taboos. Even if Ronan's star fleet was called, it was just to add some more ashes, and it was meaningless. Fortunately, however, it is Asgard, there is still more to talk about. After the explosion of divine power was over, Young-Rog led all the members of the interstellar team to put away their weapons obediently, squeeze out a smile, and said politely and respectfully, "My best regards to the great god King Odin. The Kerry Empire definitely knows something about Asgard, who once nearly swept the universe. The Kerry Empire and Asgard have always lived in peace. The energy core in your hands is indeed a precious treasure of our Kerry Empire. Look, this is the cruiser of our Kerry Empire, isn't it?" As the leader of the interstellar team, in addition to possessing the strength equivalent to the Third Order Protoss, Young-Rog is also flexible and witty. Asgard, since a tragic civil war broke out for some unknown reason, thousands of years ago, he has almost abandoned his martial arts, singing and dancing all day long in pursuit of peace. The god King Odin also ceased to be the conqueror butcher and became the ambassador of peace. Young-Rog believed that, perhaps for the sake of peace, the mighty Aesir god race would choose to hand the energy core into his hands. Hee, Caesar sneered, tossing the tesseract in his hand, and said playfully, "If you want to greet Odin, then I suggest you say it to him face to face. Also, when did the tesseract become the treasure of your Kerry Empire? How could I not know?" Young-Rog was screaming in his heart when Caesar called Roar Odin's name. The Aesir were dissatisfied with Odin, and naturally they would not pay too much attention to Asgard under Odin's rule. The threat of war is simply ignored. Young-Rog tried his best to keep his smiling face. Countless plans flashed through his mind, but he found that none of them could solve the current problem. The tall, hot-tempered, bearded brown Charles saw that the conversation was deadlocked. He winked at Young-Rog, and wanted to attack Caesar together. To him, the Aesirs were nothing more than a bunch of mice nesting in Asgard. In the universe, there has been no record of Asgard's battle for nearly 1,000 years. Together with the captain, they were enough to hold back the Protoss. Before long, Ronan's fleet could arrive. At that time, directly kill these two guys and win the energy core. Yangrog knew too much about the Star Trooper members beside him. Seeing that the battle was about to break out, he hurriedly grabbed Bronchar. As the leader of the interstellar team, the high-level executive of the Kerry Empire, the Third Order strength is enough to let him know many secrets of the universe, including the strength of the Fourth Order Protoss. That is enough to compete with the power of a super empire with the power of one person. One person, one empire. Not to mention some small fleets led by Ronan now. Even if the fleet of the entire Kerry Empire is assembled, it is unknown who wins and who loses. Moreover, it is impossible for all the fleets of the Kerry Empire to gather here in a short time. My lord, the Tesseract is yours. Yangrog can bend and stretch, and with a smile, he can force the team members to let out the passage. Caesar glanced at Yangrog with a smile on his face, and praised in his heart, it's not a matter of being the elite of the Kree Empire. Sure enough, he has eyesight. Then, holding the Tesseract, striding past the Star Troopers, you are about to drive your own spaceship to the universe. Alas, a long sigh suddenly appeared, and time seemed to stand still. Asterisk. Chapter 22 There is only one future, revised. In the mirror space, Caesar and Ancient One stand opposite each other. The divine power is turbulent, and Caesar, who is always ready to mobilize the solar power, is on full alert for the flare bombardment. At the same time, the right hand gripped the Tesseract tightly. Always be ready to crush it. Ancient One, the Ancient One holding the time gem. The super-powerful people who are close to the Heavenly Father can't help Caesar not care. Dear Sorcerer Supreme. Before Caesar finished speaking, he saw Ancient One said with a complicated expression. I know what you're trying to say. Don't be so vigilant, I just want to talk to you, I have no intention of being your enemy. Ancient One waved his hand, and the entire mirrored space instantly turned into a quaint, quiet, and elegant tea room. Then, start pouring tea for Caesar. Actually, I thought about it for a long time, but I still can't tell which one is the better future. You have to come here and let yourself make a choice. Caesar didn't completely let down his guard, but he was relieved. In the universe, the real powerhouses often disdain lies. Caesar took the tea handed by Ancient One with his left hand, took a sip, and instantly filled the half-empty teacup. Caesar looked as usual, to the strength of Caesar today. These are just little tricks, not worth mentioning at all. Taking another sip, Caesar began to look at Ancient One quietly, waiting for Ancient One to speak. I saw you got it, and I didn't have the power to stop you. It's just that I see more. The powerful angels raised their swords and killed each other. Your relatives and friends are facing you with swords, and you are wielding the butcher's knife weakly. You are constantly seeking more powerful power, and he has lost his love, but no one can completely eliminate it. The whole universe, the war has become a group. Countless civilizations, countless lives, destroyed in one fell swoop. Earth, also failed to escape the catastrophe. Until the end, you have won everything and lost everything. This is what I saw, after you took it today, the story. Now, are you going to take it away? What if I don't take it with me today? When Caesar heard Angel kill each other, he already understood in his heart. He forgot one important thing. That is, in Thanos' hands, and now, has taken control of the mind gem. Loki wields a mind scepter, and can only control weak creatures, such as Hawkeye and the like. But if Thanos wields a scepter, he can easily control it even below the 4th rank. The Fairy Queen, Frigga, Heimdall, including angels born in the future, are all in this column. Even if Caesar now crushes the Tesseract and controls the space gem, he can't crush Thanos, who also has the gem. The battle will only become a stalemate. After the stalemate, the two sides will continue to seek more powerful forces to defeat the opponent. The entire universe will be dragged into battle at that time. This is the future that Ancient One sees. Caesar is not willing to let such a future happen. But why does the other ending also make Ancient One tangled? Everything will happen normally over time, you change them occasionally, and the result is not bad. You are getting stronger and stronger, and no one can match your strength. He is no longer your enemy. But, in the end, the universe lost its origin and went into decline and extinction. I can't make a choice for you, everything will be decided by you. Ancient One finished speaking with a very complicated expression, and then looked at Caesar quietly. Caesar was also very calm, and even took another sip of the tea poured by Ancient One. Looks like I don't have a choice. But, with just one such story, are you trying to make me back off? Definitely, I'm not doubting the truth of your story. I'm just thinking about a problem. That is, can you really see all the future? Or, you, and the time gem in your hand, are you strong enough? When Caesar was pulled into the mirror space by the Ancient One, the system began to speak. But Ancient One didn't notice it at all. The system, obviously beyond infinite gems, beyond the power of the entire Marvel universe. Notice that the host has discovered time gem and start making choices. Choose 1, seize and control all infinite gems, reward, world authority. Choose 2, capture and discard all infinite gems, reward, sun god power level 1. Choose 3, capture and sacrifice all infinite gems, reward, true hope. Caesar didn't make a choice for the time being, just got up, looked down at Ancient One, and crushed the tesseract in his hand. The incomparably powerful force instantly penetrated the entire body of Caesar. Caesar's body radiated gold and blue light at the same time, and then turned into mysterious lines, covering Caesar's chest. Ancient One's tea room was ruffled by the powerful shock of Caesar's control of the space gem, only to return to its original state after Ancient One waved his hand. Thank you for the great place, Sorcerer Supreme, hey. Caesar turned his back to Ancient One, and whispered with a chuckle. Have you ever seen such a future? Or, can you see my future after knowing your story? Still, you can't see all my futures at all. When Caesar said this, the power of the space gem began to accumulate, and at the same time, the voice became more and more high. If I am here, the world will have only one future. That's the future I want. As soon as the voice fell, the power of the space gem erupted, and the Ancient One tea room was instantly shattered. Asterisk. Chapter 23, Base Camp. Inside the cruiser, Caesar resurfaced, as if it had never disappeared, business as usual. Yangrog looked around in extreme fear for a moment, then stared at Caesar. He noticed that the energy core in Caesar's right hand had disappeared. Instead, a small blue gem appears to be set in Caesar's palm. Caesar's whole body also suddenly appeared looming energy lines. Yangrog's whole body began to tremble. He knew that it was not an illusion, just now. There is a power that should not exist in this world at all. Time has stopped. Valina looked at Caesar suspiciously, and Caesar's expression suddenly changed. He was still smiling just now, but now he has become a little dignified, and his body shape has also changed. And the tesseract also disappeared in Caesar's hands. What happened? Valina asked directly. Caesar thought for a moment, broke the solemnity, rubbed Varina's head, and said with a smile. I told you not to train hard. I can't even notice what happened. Hurry up and become stronger for me. You'll know when you reach the 4th level. After he finished speaking, he glanced at the nervous Yangrog, pulled Valina directly, turned and left in a dashing manner. Ancient One never showed up to stop him. It's tier 4 again? When will you get it? Valina is very self-aware of her talent, there is still hope for 3rd order efforts, and 4th order is almost impossible. The entire Aesir Protoss, at its peak, had few tier 4s. Okay, I'll help you, let's go, it's time to go to our base camp. Caesar said as he walked, directly ignoring the rest of the star troopers behind him who were unwilling except for Yangrog. Entering the spaceship, Caesar did not take off directly, but released his right hand. He smiled at Valina and said, "Come on, let's show you a big baby and let you see its power." After finishing speaking, he avoided Valina's curious fingers and squeezed it hard, and the entire spaceship was instantly shrouded in a blue light. In the blink of an eye, he disappeared into the void. Before leaving, Caesar looked out of the spaceship, and it seemed that a strange fighter was speeding towards the cruiser of the Kerry Empire. Inside the fighter plane, Carol's square face was looming. Yangrog watched Caesar and his spaceship disappear instantly without taking off. Instead of being shocked, he breathed a sigh of relief. Yangrog and his team members were too insignificant in the face of a force that seemed to have no place in this world at all. He was afraid that he had teammates behind him, and if he was not careful, he was involved in a terrifying taboo. Then, it became a completely crushed cannon fodder. Just disappeared. Brown Char, the bearded man with a straightforward and irritable temperament, asked suspiciously. Then he muttered dissatisfiedly, "Isn't that the energy core also taken away by him? The mission just failed? Our interstellar team has never been so useless." "Shut up, stupid bull. I trust Captain." Minerva, the beautiful sniper in Star Troopers, interrupted the bearded complaint directly. Yangrog is a qualified team leader, and she always has a different feeling for Yangrog. She had never seen Yangrog look so terrified and uneasy before, even when they faced the strongest enemy before. "Enough, the supreme wisdom will mark his information at that time. Just remember a little bit for me now, and in the future, when you meet that person just now, hide away from me. Believe me, his horror may be beyond our imagination, even the crazy titan may not be as good as him." Yangrog finished speaking in one breath, ignoring the Star Troopers who gasped for breath, and looked towards the void. The fighter plane that Carol was on had already emerged. "Get ready, we have work to do." "Okay, Captain." The Andromeda Galaxy, the Star of Hope, is a strategic planet secretly hidden by the Skrull Empire. There are a large number of natural wormholes around it, which can quickly jump to more than half of the universe near the Hope Star, which greatly strengthens the domination of the Skrull Empire. In the universe, the territory that cannot respond quickly to control is the wasteland. But with the demise of the Skrull Empire and the destruction of the home planet, almost all the Skrulls fled their immediate territory, the birthplace, the Andromeda Galaxy. They all fled to the edge of the universe, hoping to use this to escape the pursuit. Caesar appeared on the Hope Star and killed some Skrulls who were still trying to hide here. As a strategic planet, the Skrull Empire once deployed heavy troops here to kill any interstellar life that accidentally passed by. But now, there are very few remaining guards. Nodding with satisfaction, Caesar directly renamed it Angel Star, then entered the interior of the planet and placed the reincarnation pool. Angel Star is already on the star map, the most suitable and the easiest strategic planet to occupy. If possible, Caesar actually wants to go to the Morag planet as soon as he gets the space gem. There is also a hidden gem of power. But he has no coordinates. The universe is too vast. Even the star map given by the system only records the ruled areas of most civilizations and some important planets in the universe. And Morag is just an abandoned Death Star. The Andromeda Galaxy alone has more than 1 trillion fixed stars and at least 10 trillion planets. How many planets can you imagine in the universe like Morag? Asterisk. Chapter 24 Holy Keisha. Beside the reincarnation pond, look at the beautiful figures that are constantly condensing in the reincarnation pond. Caesar began to think about the choices the system had given him when he was drawn into mirror space by the Ancient One. He has discovered a secret, and every reward given seems to be closely related to his choices. This is true whether it was a choice at the beginning or a choice now. The first option, collect and master all infinite gems, the reward is world authority. Infinite gems seems to be the condensate of the origin of the Marvel Universe. The world's authority is in hand, and that is the invincible rhythm of the world. However, if the 6 gems are in hand, Caesar is already invincible. Gaining another world authority is just icing on the cake, and it doesn't really mean much. The second option, after collecting them, is like Odin, discard them and scatter them all over the universe. The reward is that the power of the sun increases again. Caesar is actually quite inclined towards this. Compared with foreign objects such as infinite gems, its own powerful divine power is more trustworthy. Moreover, the fourth-order divine power, Odin, is nothing more than that. Fifth-order divine power, the combat power, will definitely surpass Odin, enough to truly disdain the universe, and the world is also invincible. But the third option, the reward, is a bit inexplicable. After collecting the gems, sacrifice it to the system. What does the system want these infinite gems for? What is the real hope of the reward given? Caesar was a little puzzled, but it didn't prevent him from making a choice. The more he paid, the greater the reward, and the system that surpassed the entire Marvel universe did not need to harm him. As for strength, the fourth-order divine body, plus the reincarnation pool in hand, will make the world invincible sooner or later, so why not reward it systematically? Without further delay, Caesar made his choice immediately. Although you can always keep the selection, you can use it for a period of time after collecting infinite gems. But keep the current selection, the new selection will not appear. After giving up the 2 rewards that could directly increase his combat power by a large margin, Caesar really wanted to have more options. It will take some time for the angels to gather. Caesar looks at Valena next to him and prepares to practice. Valena, still too weak. Valena was originally staring at the angels curiously by the reincarnation pond. Although Caesar had already told her some things about the reincarnation pond, she suddenly saw Caesar come over with a serious face. Feeling bad, Valena's face immediately filled with a smile, and then she asked flatteringly, "Why are we building this reincarnation pool here? There's nothing to eat or drink here, not even wine. Actually, I think Midgard is quite suitable for the reincarnation pool. They also have 1,000-year-old devout angel belief, and if we absorb them all with some means, we will be able to give birth to the first king-rank angel. I offended an enemy in Midgard. It's not an offense. At least I don't want to deal with her. Also, you should know that Midgard is Asgard's sphere of influence, and I don't want to see him. Also, if you want to win angels' faith, you have to solve heaven. The place is too biased, the development potential is still small, the overall trouble is too much, the benefits are too small, there is no need for this." After Caesar explained to Valena, he rubbed her head hard and said fiercely, "Finally, don't try to distract me. I know, you just can't bear Midgard's wine. But I'm telling you very seriously now, before you finish the exercise, you don't have a drop of wine." Valena looked at Caesar desperately. She knew that Caesar was serious. Caesar began to practice Valena, and the angels gradually gathered. Soon, the first batch of angels, led by a high-level third-level angel, 22nd-level middle-level angels, and 500 low-level level 1 angels, all knelt down on one knee. To their supreme creator, pay the highest respect. They are willing to give everything for Caesar. "It's so beautiful!" Valena exclaimed in admiration. All angels are all wearing dark gold short skirts and armors, wearing hollow helmets that cover their faces, wings on their backs, good statures and beautiful faces. At the moment, they formed a formation, and collectively knelt down toward Caesar on one knee, and the wings on the back were also flapping from time to time, forming a very beautiful landscape. Caesar was also quite satisfied, and waved to all angels to stand up. Then he came to the first high-rank angel born in the reincarnation pond. "You look a lot like an angel I remember." Caesar looked at the high-ranking angel carefully, and then said, "I will give you a name. From now on, you will be the Holy Acacia, the original angel, the commander of the first legion of the Angel Legion, and all the angels born in the next 4 years will be led by you. Your guardian." "Thank you, Sovereign. I am willing to give everything to the Sovereign." Holy Caesar knelt down on one knee, and after accepting Caesar's gift, he got up and recruited Roar to train the angels. Low-level angels can also improve on their own after long training and brutal battles. But if there is a lot of power of faith to infuse energy through the reincarnation pool, it is undoubtedly a shortcut. Okay, don't look at them, they are not only beautiful, but also extremely strong. You can't even beat Keisha now, so why don't you step up your practice? Caesar called Valena to practice again. He is also a Protoss. During constant training, Caesar will also gain something. At the same time, the angels were instructed not to leave Angel Star for the time being. The current Andromeda Galaxy is not calm at all. Asterisk. Chapter 25 Development Plan. The Andromeda Galaxy has been thrown into chaos after the demise of the Skrull Empire. The Skrull Empire has existed in the universe for countless years, and the territory occupied is too large. The Kerry Empire and the Skrull Empire fought for countless years until the Skrull Empire was destroyed in one fell swoop recently. However, it is easy to destroy the living force of an empire, but it is extremely difficult to completely rule the territory of an empire. What's more, the Kerry Empire is still busy chasing and killing the Skrull remnants to prevent the Skrull Empire from resurgent. The current Andromeda Galaxy, no, even the entire territory of the former Skrull Empire. They have become a huge piece of fat, attracting the attention of countless jackals. Especially those looters who roam the universe all day, looting for a living. Now, the entire universe has simply become their paradise. And this paradise will last for hundreds of years, until the major forces completely digest the Skrull Empire. Angel Star, the original Skrull Empire buildings have been demolished one after another, and replaced by a magnificent palace. Around the Tiangong, countless floating islands hovered and guarded, and beautiful angels flew past from time to time on the islands. It has been 3 years since Caesar came to Angel Star. In the past 3 years, Holy Caesar led the angels to train and turned them into the most industrious construction team. They said that, as the supreme creator, Angel's master, there must be a palace worthy of his identity. Caesar had no reason to refuse. In the past 3 years, Valena has also been promoted to the 3rd rank under Caesar's daily practice, and is barely considered a good player in the universe. On the day of her promotion, Valena directly soaked in a wine pool and drank happily. But with Valena's ability, it is almost impossible to advance again, only relying on the reincarnation pool in the future to see if it can consume a lot of energy to force her to advance. Valena and the Holy Caesar, plus the 3 newly born high-level angels, Angel Yan, Angel Leng, and Angel Chase, Caesar also has a full 5 high-level combat power. Just don't know how they compare to the Obsidian generals under Thanos? Caesar thought of this, but he was not in a hurry to trouble Thanos. The time advantage was in his hands, so he was in no hurry. Moreover, the mid to low-end combat power under his men is still too small. For 3 years, Caesar and Angel were not completely idle either. Occasionally, through natural wormholes or space gems, and in the chaotic universe at the moment, some weak civilizations and races have been saved. Barely spread some angels' beliefs. But the time was too short, not much to save the planet, and not enough faith. Don't mention the upgrade of the King's rank angel and the gained belief, even unlocking the Dark Silver Blade and the Flame Armament is far from enough, just barely unlocking the angel battle formation, so that the angels work together, and the combat power is higher. Caesar intends to stay on Angel Star for 10 years until he has 2 angel legions. After at least 1 king rank angel, he will attack in an all-round way and eat a piece of the huge territory left by the Skrull Empire. At that time, there are also enough troops to occupy and digest. This is also the main reason why he chose to come to the Andromeda Galaxy. Chaos creates an upward ladder. But the universe doesn't always move forward with Caesar's wishes. Report to the Master, discover the Marauder spaceship. A low-level angel flew into the heavenly palace to report to Caesar. There are countless predators hovering in the Andromeda Galaxy, and there are always some that can come to Angel. Angel? It's Angel! Inside the Marauder spaceship, a Marauder shouted in surprise as he watched Angel flying over Star Angel. God, we've made a fortune! In the past 3 years, Angel, who appeared from time to time to spread beliefs in different parts of the universe, inevitably left some traces. And these traces attracted the attention of a big shot collector, Tiffany. Angel in Tiffany's impression is a member of heaven, and heaven is outside the dimension. Even he couldn't get there easily. As a universe elder who is determined to collect all the rare treasures of the universe, he very much wants to add an angel to his collection. To this end, he did not hesitate to open the sky-high price of 50 million universe coins. He has survived for countless years, mastered the void, and created the Tiffany Group. To him, money is a number. You must know that 40,000 Cosmos coins are enough to offer a reward to a well-known predator, the Cosmos Spirit Ball, and the Power Gem are only offered as a reward of 4 billion. Countless looters were boiling over it, but they never found any trace of Angel. Now, the entire Angel planet is in front of these predators. Come on, catch a few more, maybe there are other people who want these angels, and then they will make a fortune. My God, they're so beautiful. It's sure to sell for a good price. The Marauder spaceship rushed towards Angel Star, and 2 middle-rank angels also led 2 teams of 50 low-rank angels to meet the Marauder spaceship. The Master has an order, and none of the plunderers will be left behind. Caesar doesn't like the predators. Fight, start right away. A large number of small fighters fell from the spaceship under the control of the predators. Hit the Angel team directly. The weapons on the ship were not directly attacking Angel. A living angel is the most valuable. Asterisk. Chapter 26 Raid. The fighter plane and Angel soared in the sky and chased the clouds. The fighter jet kept throwing out the grid, shooting anesthetic bullets, trying to capture Angel. The angels responded with long swords in their hands, piercing the grid, and smashing bullets. Humans and machines are constantly intertwined, and often Angel can still maneuver. The fighter jets could only be scattered into pieces after a burst of smoke and flames. The lowest level Angel also has the strength of level 1, which is far beyond what these ordinary predators can match. They fly so fast, and each one is so strong. Damn, you have to sell at a high price, they are worth it. Seeing a large number of fighter planes crash, the predators whispered, but they were not afraid. Afraid of death, afraid of a strong enemy? Then what kind of predator? Life is more important than money, money is definitely more important. Kill them, just keep a few alive, and come back later. The looters didn't care about life and death, but the captain couldn't maintain his mentality any longer. Every fighter plane was money, so Roar directly told all the crew not to keep their hands. At the same time, he personally drove a much more powerful fighter into the battle. A large number of weapons on the spaceship also began to bombard directly. Angel's body is not weaker than God's body in the slightest, but that doesn't mean that angels won't get hurt or die. For low-level angels, there are too many technological weapons that can seriously injure or even kill them. The weapons on the spaceship are obviously much more powerful, and the captain's fighter jet is also equipped with a rapid-fire energy cannon that is enough to severely damage low-level angels. It was a military product of the Skrull Empire. Before the Skrull Empire was destroyed, it left too many of their weapons in this galaxy. Angels, casualties began to appear. From time to time, several angels were seriously injured, blood spilled into the sky, and then fell to the ground. After the captain personally operated the energy cannon to hit an angel, he screamed and directed the fighter jets to shoot out of the grid, netting the angel into it, and then avoiding the attack of a mid-level angel. Glancing around, there are not many remaining Marauder fighters left, and those angels have also formed a battle formation, and it is difficult to start again. The captain screamed again and signaled to retreat. Fly to the spaceship with the remaining fighters. The 2 middle-level angels took the lead in chasing, but were stopped by the constant bombardment of weapons on the spacecraft. He could only watch helplessly as the two heavily wounded low-level angels were brought into the spaceship by the plunderers. In addition to the captain, a fighter plane also captured a severely wounded angel. "Ha ha ha, they are so tough!" The captain screamed and looked at the two angels who were no longer bleeding and began to struggle. After confirming that they would not die from their injuries, he laughed. "Little ones, we have made a fortune. One is 50 million, and the remaining one can be sold for at least 1 million. When we buy a lot of big guys, hee hee. This is our fortune tree. Let's go quickly." "Oh, really?" As soon as the spaceship was launched, he saw a man without a helmet, with blonde hair casually tied into a ponytail, and a bunch of long slanted bangs. Angel with a stern face stretched out a hand and held down the plane that was about to take off. "Spaceship. Injuring my subordinates, I still want to capture them, and I want to use the entire angel star as a money tree, hee hee. If you let you go away like this, I can't help but dominate." High-level angel, Angel slammed hard on her cold hand, tearing apart the armor of the spaceship. "How is this possible? The hull was damaged, and the piercing alarm sounded constantly within the spacecraft." Captain Predator watched Angel Leng's tear in the spaceship getting bigger and bigger, sweating all over his head, and said strangely, "How is it possible, how is it possible? This is the military secondary armor of the Skrull Empire. Oh, no wonder it made me lose a lot of energy." Angel Leng walked into the spaceship along the torn big hole, and killed a few predators who rushed up. "Let us go, or I will kill them immediately." Captain Marauder took out a small energy cannon and aimed it at the wounds of the two captured angels. "Attack from there, deadly enough." Oh, Angel Leng didn't hold back at all, stepped forward again and killed several looters. "If you want to do it, hurry up, anyway, if there is a soul imprint, they can all be resurrected." "How is it possible, how is it possible?" Captain Marauder screamed loudly. Not afraid of death does not mean that he does not want to live. Seeing Angel Leng getting closer and closer, Captain Predator stopped hesitation, and was about to pull the trigger and die together with the two angels. The sword light flashed, one arm fell to the ground, and the finger was still firmly holding the trigger, but it was no longer able to pull. "Ah!" Captain Marauder screamed, clutching his broken arm. "I told you to hurry." Angel shook his head coldly and said softly. "Ha, ha, ha!" Captain Predator endured the pain, gasping for breath, choking out a few words. "The looters." Before the words were finished, with the head rising into the sky, everything stopped. "Oh, I know, the marauders won't let me go, right? It's cliché." Angel coldly flicked the blood on the sword and said to the corpse of Captain Marauder. "At the moment, marauders, annihilate. There should only be 4 updates today. It took some time to change chapters and plots, but I'm not in a good state. There will be 5 updates tomorrow. Asterisk. Chapter 27 Happy Star. Above the heavenly palace throne, Caesar is looking down and thinking. Every angel is not weak in the universe, if there is any civilization that can have an established army of level 1 or above. That is undoubtedly the most powerful force in the entire universe. At the peak of that year, Asgard, who almost swept the universe, had an army of millions, and among them, there were no more than 30,000 people with strength above level 1. It's definitely not just the army of millions and tens of thousands of powerhouses that Asgard swept the universe. The incomparably powerful top combat power, such as Odin Hela, and the over-the-horizon fast teleportation device, Bifrost, are the key. To destroy some civilizations, a small number of top powerhouses will do. If you want to truly rule some civilizations, you still need a lot of grassroots personnel. Just like Asgard, who nominally rules the 9 realms, the tribes are scarce, and powerful races often represent lower fertility. It makes it impossible for them to garrison a large number of troops in the 9 realms. Definitely, with Bifrost there, they can always react. But once Bifrost was damaged, the 9 realms immediately launched a rebellion. Such nominal rule is not what Caesar wants, at least, his rule needs to surpass Asgard. More than Odin. However, the 500 low-level angels every year, compared to the entire universe, are too few, too few. Caesar was troubled by this, and the high-ranking angel Lang strode in at this moment. Kneeling down on one knee, looking at Caesar reverently, he said loudly, "All looters are killed, your will is our mission." Caesar came back to his senses, and asked Roar Angel to stand up coldly, and asked, "What happened to those middle and low-level angels who participated in the war for the first time?" 8 low-level angels were seriously injured and have been sent to the rebirth pool to recuperate, and there were no casualties among the middle-level angels. That raider ship has more Skrull Empire military weapons. Caesar nodded, as long as there was no death. Although it can be resurrected, it takes a lot of energy to resurrect each angel who died. He needs to save energy to upgrade angel armament and king rank angel. Throwing away angel's coldness, Caesar began to think about how to solve the problem of a large number of grassroots personnel shortages on the throne. In the universe, contract Axia has always been very lively. That is the joyous star of the Marauders. A large number of predators gathered on this planet to indulge in joy, and a large number of civilizations came here to issue bounties. Not all looters make a living from looting, and some dangerous bounties also feed large numbers of looters. In the universe, there are always some civilizations that have hostile targets, but are inconvenient to take action personally. You can't arbitrarily send your own troops to arrest people in areas ruled by other civilizations, right? That would start a war. At this time, the predators all over the universe can play a great role. As long as they have enough money, they dare to do anything. Is the message confirmed? Starka, one of the Stallone-like predator leaders, and several other leaders gathered together and were discussing. It has been confirmed that Captain Svala, all his crew, and his ship have all disappeared, and are basically confirmed dead. A black-haired, cold-faced female predator leader said slowly. The horn of freedom will sound for him, and the light of Asgard will illuminate him. May the stars be with them always. All the leaders clapped their hearts with their right fists and offered the looters' funeral for the dead looters. Afterwards, a bald-headed strong man with an incomparably tall stature, a face full of flesh, wearing a yellow predator uniform, and seemed to have the blood of a giant said eagerly. "Then what are you waiting for? That's Angel. The collector has offered a sky-high price of 50 million for it. God, I never thought that an angel could be worth so much. Do you think it's all over the universe like giant trash? That's Angel, who rarely appears in the universe." A raider leader who seems to have some ties to the giant brawn makes a provocative statement. He was very short, wearing a pointed hat, one hand transformed into a long mechanical claws, and from time to time he was paddling the conference table, making harsh noises. "Dwarf, you look for..." The giant brawny book instantly changed his face and roared angrily. "Enough, it's so ugly." Starka tapped the table hard, whether it was the speech of the two or the noise of the dwarf stroking the table. "Angel is not that easy to deal with. By the way, we'll just go quietly and grab one, and 50 million is enough for us to share." The ruthless female predator leader said jokingly. "Humph, that's Angel's base camp, there are at least 2,000 angels. If you just catch one secretly, why would you tell you to do it?" The dwarf said dissatisfiedly that he was the initiator of this party, and the dead Captain Marauder belonged to his faction. Before his death, the captain sent some information about Angel Star to the leader of the plunderer, asking him to help avenge him. "Oh, isn't it because you might not be able to win the entire Angel Star alone?" The black-haired female leader said coldly. "Don't we know about you yet?" Skinner. Asterisk. Chapter 28 The Majestic Thr1. Cold face, you. The dwarf-skinned ghost jumped up, then stood on the chair, pointed at the cruel female leader with his sharp left hand, and said, "Sooner or later, I will. Enough, sit me down and listen to me." Starka clearly has a high reputation among the marauder chiefs. His title is Justice. The same predators, but often have different styles between different factions. The faction led by the gnome flayers is very greedy and cruel, and even if they are also predators, some leaders do not like it. Skinning told me some information about Angel Star. It is an unfamiliar planet, and Captain Swara also accidentally discovered it when he was wandering and hunting in the universe. According to observation, the buildings above are relatively primitive, and it seems that there are not a lot of guard weapons installed. There are probably more than 2,000 angels living there. There is no doubt that these beautiful and powerful creatures, in the entire universe, have extremely high value. When Angel was formerly known as Hope, the Skrulls still installed a lot of weapons on it. However, in order to make room for the ruler to build the heavenly palace, Keisha disliked those weapons that were weak, ugly, and difficult to control, so they all dismantled them. This is an extremely huge amount of wealth. Not counting the collector, every angel sold to those civilizations who want to observe and study can sell at least 1 million. Many civilizations have offered bounties. Starka went on to say, "What we have to do is to take all of them down. Capture this planet, rule this group, and if possible, try to keep some seeds and raise them in captivity. But remember, we may only have one chance. According to the intelligence of the last 3 years, they may have rapidly transferred technology. If possible, force this technology out, it will definitely sell for a sky-high price. Value, I don't think I need to say more. If you want to do it, sign an oath, gather all our strength, and do it together. Definitely, the regulations of predators cannot be broken." All the predator leaders, including the dwarf Skinner, punched their chests with their right fists at the same time, and said solemnly, "The plunderers have their own laws, and among them, the oaths the plunderers signed with each other cannot be betrayed. This is the guarantee for the unity and survival of the entire predator group, and it is also the fundamental reason why major civilizations are willing to hire predators to do things. All predators will do whatever it takes to uphold these laws." "So, what are the strengths of those angels?" the cold black-haired woman then asked. "The strength of the angels is very important." The dwarf Skinner was silent for a moment. Roar let out a sigh of relief, and began to broadcast the Angel's battle performance. The video ended when Angel chased the second armor of the Skrull Empire with his hands and broke into the spaceship. "It's hard to deal with, no wonder you called us," the cold woman said coldly, and then the major leaders began to discuss and formulate a battle plan. The strength shown by the Angels, even if they were several times stronger, could not scare them. Angel Star, Caesar is training with Valina, but is a little absent-minded. In addition to the lack of grassroots combat power, there is another problem that troubles him a bit. Valina snorted twice, seeing that something was wrong, and asked, "What's wrong?" Caesar shook his head, his eyes were far-reaching, and he said faintly, "It's nothing, it's just that our new friend has arrived." Outside the Angel Star, the army of predators gathered. The huge spaceship covered the entire sky of Angel Star, and countless weapons aimed at the entire Angel Star. If necessary, it only takes a moment to send Angel into a sea of fire. The first Angel Legion has assembled in full, and the plunderers are facing off high above the sky. "Ha ha ha, I didn't expect this place to be a strategic treasure besides Angel. We have made a fortune." The dwarf Skinner laughed excitedly and said, "When the army of predators gathered on Angel Star, a large number of natural wormholes around Angel Star were also discovered by the predators. After taking Angel, don't be too happy too soon." The ruthless brunette calmly interrupted the carnival of a group of predators. "Cold face, you!" the dwarf Skinner roared helplessly, "When the oath ends, I must make you look good." Holy Keisha sat on a small cross device, Angel Ling, Angel Yan, Angel chased the guards left and right, and behind him, countless angels were flying and circling. Scumbag, what gave you the courage to step into the realm of God? Keisha looked at the countless spaceships in front of her with contempt, and within a few of them, there was an aura that was enough to make him feel threatened. However, Keisha didn't care, because this place is God's territory. God. The Marauder chiefs laughed. Sorry, we have killed too many gods. Who is your god? In the universe, there are always some high-level civilizations who are worshipped as gods by low-level civilizations. Caesar got up, raised her eyebrows. Caesar is the god of angels, insulting Caesar is all that insults angels. My god, no blasphemy. The majesty of the dominion cannot be offended. Kill all the scum. Use their corpses to forge a majestic throne for my god. Asterisk. Chapter 29 Fight as a group. Keisha took the lead in charging, and Angel's army united afterward, striving to kill those sinners who were disrespectful to God. Use their bones to forge the majesty of God. Angel Lang put on the helmet this time, closed the mask casually, and said chillingly. It's really here, scumbag. This time, we must kill until no one dares to come. Angel said with a chuckle, but his words were mixed with boundless blood. It's really troublesome, but who told them to be disrespectful to God? So, kill them all. Angel Yan didn't say anything, just pushed forward and clenched the long sword. Behind Keisha, the first angel is her. Damn, are they crazy? But just say a few words, are you going to fight hard? The giant strong man wiped his bald head and said irritably. The original plan was that after the army of predators surrounded Angel, they would negotiate and observe first to see if they could be forced to surrender. Catch as much as possible. After all, it was really a fight, and the dead angel was not worth much. They're crazy. Justice Starka said calmly. First go all out, aim at their leader, kill them, and then consider catching them. Angel's strength doesn't affect the price too much, if it's too strong, just kill it, don't keep it, don't die. Justice Starka was temporarily pushed as the leader by everyone. Oh, those who fly ahead, don't keep your hands, kill them. The looters screamed, and countless fighter planes or energy cannons aimed at the angels flying in the front row. Keisha also has 3 high-level angels, who have become the main target of the attack. Fighter, beam, and angel, fighting in the air. The flying trajectory, mixed with the fire and smoke generated from time to time, outlines a beautiful pattern of life and death. The middle and low-level angels were trapped in the air by shelling in a large number of small fighters. Unable to dash forward and attack the ships of the marauders. Marauders, too many. And all the middle and low-level angels, added together, are only 2,080. The high-level angels' powerful body and speed are no longer what ordinary spaceship weapons can stop. Whether it is missiles or fighter planes, in front of them, they can only cut in two. Several huge spaceships were turned into dazzling firework after being approached by them, which slightly reduced the pressure on the middle and low-level angels. Just seeing that the situation is not good, if the artillery fire of the spaceship is lost, it is difficult to block the angel legion below with those fighter planes. Those angels were much stronger than they thought. With a wink, without saying much, Starka took the lead, directly facing the Holy Keisha, and all the other leaders also attacked, each facing the high-level angels. Every predator leader in the universe, either relying on foreign objects or relying on himself, has almost a strength comparable to the Third Order. When Yondu can control the whistle and arrows, his combat power is not much weaker than Thor. Just like Stallone, Shaka directly confronted Keisha. With a strong body and well-trained fighting skills, he seemed to integrate firearms and physical techniques into one. With gunshots, kicks, and the assistance of Icehead beside him, Keisha was barely held back. The giant strong man held a heavy sword and directly confronted Angel Ling. The battle knife kept slashing left and right, but it couldn't even hurt Angel's cold hair. Instead, under Angel's cold attack, his body was covered with uneven wounds, and his whole body was dripping with blood. But with the powerful physical ability of the giants, Angel Lang will not be defeated for a while. Rough skin and thick flesh. No flame weapon is trouble. Angel said coldly and irritably, turning around and adding another wound to the giant's body. On the other side, Angel caught up with the cold face, and the dark-haired cold woman controlled the ice energy with a wave of her hand, limiting the speed of Angel's pursuit, and with the attacks of a large number of subordinates, she firmly entangled the pursuit. As for Angel Yan, he directly confronted the dwarf Skinner. The skinned ghost has undergone technological transformation of his entire body, his body is extremely hard, and most importantly, he has a powerful energy source in his body. This provides him with unimaginable speed, combined with the metal claws on his left hand. Even after peeling off a person's skin, the person won't notice. It's just a pity that he was against a high-ranking angel, Angel Yan. The strength comparable to Tier 3 does not mean that it is really powerful. The real Third Order should not rely on foreign objects, nor should there be shortcomings. Unfortunately, high-level angels, whether it is speed, strength, defense, or control of energy, have no weaknesses. The skinning ghost is fast, but Yan is faster, and his body is very hard, but the long sword in Yan's hand is sharper. The two figures battled into a dotted line, and the extremely fast speed made the skinning ghost's subordinates dare not let go to attack and support, and could only listen to the clanging sound constantly. Looking at the two dotted lines, some metal parts are scattered from time to time. The high-level angels suppressed the predator leader, but the middle and low-level angels, especially the low-level angels, gradually fell into a predicament. "Starka, save me!" The Skinner couldn't hold it any longer and shouted for help. But Starka only managed to support it, and couldn't pull it out at all. Cooperating with Ice's head, seized the opportunity and hurriedly looked back at the flare. "But I only saw the parts in one place, the time was urgent, and Starka could not see death because of his oath, so he had to shout. Everyone obeys the order and will no longer hold back against low-level angels. After defeating them, gather strength and kill high-level angels." The spaceship above the sky began to slowly adjust the terrifying main gun muzzle, aiming at the Angel Legion, who formed a battle formation below and fought with countless fighters. Chapter 30 The Void Thr1. Countless thick energy columns shot out, seeing that the low-priced angels were about to suffer heavy casualties. A thin layer of blue barrier suddenly appeared in front of the low-level angels, and the energy column was blocked. No, they are actually advancing all the time, but the blue barrier seems to have endless space, and no matter how the energy column moves forward, it cannot be crossed. In the end, it had to slowly dissipate. Not only did it block the energy column, but at the moment when the blue barrier appeared, the countless flying fighters, including the huge spaceship, were also imprisoned on the spot by the blue energy. "You interrupted my thinking." The majestic and luxurious throne, without any motivation, appeared above the sky out of thin air. On the throne, Caesar crossed his left leg, leaned his body, supported his head with his left hand, and tapped the void with his right hand. With each tap of the right hand, waves of incomparably huge blue energy form a ring, like ripples on the water surface, constantly escaping, increasing the imprisoning strength of countless predators. And when all angels appeared on the throne, they knelt down on one knee and paid the highest respect to Caesar. "Impossible, how can there be such a terrifying powerhouse here, what is going on here?" The flare, who was on the verge of being broken, murmured in horror. Caesar's presence ended the war and temporarily saved his life. "When it came, we scanned the planet with the latest energy scanner, but we couldn't find any trace of him at all. We can't escape," the cold woman said calmly. "Oh, you are quite self-aware. As for that scan, I blocked it," Caesar said with a chuckle. "How is it possible, how is it possible, that is the latest creation of the Kerry Empire, even the crazy titan can't escape its scanning, how can you block it, who are you?" The Skinner roared as he was close to collapse. As a technology transformer, he always believed that technology was the strongest. Oh, you also know Thanos, but unfortunately, Thanos can't do it. It doesn't mean I can't do it. The space gem is enough to block any scans. As for who I am, perhaps, to you, I am God. Caesar got up, scorned everyone, and said incomparably overbearing. Starka glanced up at Caesar, then turned his head, glanced at the marauder leaders. The cold girl stood there, as if she had already accepted her fate. Skinner is on the verge of collapse, hysterical. And the giant was sitting paralyzed on the pool of blood, gasping for breath. There were too many wounds on his body, and blood was running all over him. As for the other plunderers, they have long been imprisoned. No matter how you look at it, there is no chance of survival. Starka closed his eyes hard, then opened them suddenly, looked at Caesar, saluted, and said respectfully, "This lord, since he left our lives, what do you want us to do? We are willing to swear that no matter what, we will do our best to do it for the adults, and we will never disclose the slightest information here to anyone." "You're nice," Caesar looked at Starka approvingly. Starka has good intelligence, and a fairly good command ability, and his strength is a solid third order. In the entire universe, he is also a good player. "Then, all of you, surrender to me." "How is it possible? We are freedom fighters, we will never surrender." An imprisoned predator roared angrily and began to struggle hard, but he couldn't break free from the shackles of space. Caesar's right finger lightly tapped, and the predator, who is called Freedom and Never Surrender, began to twist rapidly, instantly turning into a small black spot and disappearing. "I was planning to kill you all." Caesar originally planned this, but after a large number of predators appeared in Caesar's field of vision, a systematic choice also appeared. Notice that a large number of predators are planning to attack the host's territory, and start making choices. Option 1, kill all these idiots who dare to offend the host. Reward, the current low-level angels are promoted in large numbers, and the middle-level angels are promoted in small amounts. Option 2, repel these idiots who dare to offend the host. Reward, the current low-level angels are promoted in a small amount, and the reincarnation pool will immediately hatch angels for 2 years. Option 3, force these idiots who dare to offend the host to surrender. Reward, all surrenderers are currently forced to be loyal, and the loyalty of all surrenderers will increase over time in the future. Caesar, who was suffering from not having a large number of grassroots personnel, definitely chose to accept their surrender without hesitation when he saw the system reward. "Now, are you going to refuse my rare kindness?" Caesar looked at all the marauders coldly, tapped his fingers again, twisted and eliminated a struggling marauder. All the imprisoned predators began to dare not move, just staring at their leader. Some collapsed skinners recovered and ripped open their chests. Inside the chest cavity where the metal lines are interlaced, a huge energy source that is flashing a dangerous red light is beating constantly. "Let us go, we are willing to swear and never reveal any news here. Otherwise, I'll detonate it. It's powerful enough to blow us and those angels to pieces." Chapter 5 will be released later. By the way, ask for some flower tickets or something, thank you. ***. Chapter 31 Rapid Expansion. "Oh, are you threatening me?" Caesar smiled contemptuously, "I never accept any threats." The Skinner saw that Caesar didn't care, his eyes began to roll wildly, and then he said loudly, "At least, let me go. I swear, I will never be your enemy again." "Flare, do you want to break your oath?" Starka roared angrily. "Don't be so nervous, do you want to blow yourself up? I'll help you." Caesar tapped his right hand, and a burst of energy flew out, triggering the self-destruction program of the energy core. The red light of the energy core began to beat wildly, and the skinned ghost was dumbfounded. He didn't intend to detonate it at all. Save me, stop it!" The Skinner cried out for help. The marauder chiefs avoided it. Ha ha ha, let's die together. Seeing that there is no way to stop it, the skinned ghost laughed wildly, and was about to pull everyone back. There was a loud bang, and everything was about to be destroyed. With a wave of Caesar's right hand, the blue space energy formed barriers, which locked the destruction shockwave firmly, and then decomposed layer by layer. It's really powerful, but unfortunately, only you are dead. Does anyone want to accompany him? Caesar spoke coldly to the marauders, as if giving an ultimatum. Starka winked at the grim girl and the giant. The free choice to surrender, and the free choice to escape, they are always freedom fighters, no problem. We are willing to surrender. Starka bowed first, followed by the grim and the giant. As for the rest of the plunderers, most of them chose to surrender after seeing that the leaders had surrendered, and the remaining few were really desperate. Caesar also sent them to meet the flayer without hesitation. When all the marauders surrendered, a wave that even Caesar could not detect flashed. All the predators, including Starka and other leaders, flashed a moment of confusion in their eyes, and then regained clarity. Then, all get down on one knee. I would like to be the ruler and give everything. Caesar laughed. At this point, the four major factions of the marauders, a total of 53,823 people, all became Caesar's loyal subordinates. Inside the heavenly palace, on the throne, Caesar sits in it. Below, all the high-ranking angels, the raider leaders, and the Valkyrie Valina all stood in a row. Caesar had planned to spend 10 years in this angel star, and after he had accumulated enough angel legion, he would attack in an all-round way and occupy a large area. But the large number of newly added looters and the rewards given by the system are enough to advance Caesar's plan. The Andromeda Galaxy, as well as the territory of a large number of the original Skrull Empire, a large number of subordinate civilizations and races have encountered the invasion of countless forces after losing their rulers and patrons. Caesar, willing to shelter those civilizations. Definitely, at the cost of faithfully providing faith to Caesar. A large number of civilizations are in dire straits and encounter a large number of predators and other civilizations invading. A ray of light flashed, and the beautiful and powerful angel suddenly appeared, destroying the plunderers and other civilizations with an incomparably powerful gesture, and protecting the safety of civilization. Then, the beautiful and powerful angel proposed to sign a sacred contract with civilization, willing to provide shelter for civilization. Civilization only needs to build some small temples, recite angels' scriptures at least once a day, and go to worship at least once a week, and that's enough. On the one hand, it is precarious that it may face invasion and destruction at any time, and on the other hand, it is only necessary to surrender faith to provide safe shelter. How to choose, seems very simple. Definitely, maybe travel to other planets and see some priests who seem a lot like the predators who have attacked our civilization? That is definitely a great angel, with her powerful strength, she turned them around, she chose the truth, the good and the beautiful, and she chose to be loyal to our Lord. Could it be that the Supreme Lord personally sent them to attack you? If you think so, you are blaspheming. You'll be sent on fire. Routes, forced landings, allegiance, a multitude of marauders and hostile civilizations slowly became part of the Caesar faction. When danger occurs, angel appears, protects civilization, signs oaths, and provides faith. Angel's faith is also expanding like a snowball with the help of Space Gem and a large number of natural wormholes on Angel Star. In just 3 short years, the sacred heavenly palace established by Caesar has devoured most of the Andromeda Galaxy, as well as some other subsidiary civilizations of the Skrull Empire. Fast, the Kerry Empire has not even been able to relax. In the plan, the Andromeda Galaxy, which was supposed to be ruled by the Kerry Empire, was ruled by other civilizations, and even continued to devour the territory left by the Skrull Empire at a high speed. This is provocation, provoking the entire Kerry Empire. The Kerry Empire and the Skrull Empire have been at war for countless years, and they have finally defeated the strong enemy. The fruits of victory should definitely be enjoyed by the Kerry Empire. Never allow an unknown civilization to invade. Angel Star, with a large number of angels and marauders coming in and out, its coordinates are no longer a secret. A large number of angel believers, not far from hundreds of millions of miles, come to make a pilgrimage. There are also some devout enough to be called saints who have been recognized to live here. Every saint can not only provide a lot of faith, but also can be directly converted into angel through the reincarnation pool. Although the strength of these transformed angels is limited by the strength of the saint's original body and the energy of the reincarnation pool, most of them are relatively weak, and they don't even have the strength of level 1, but they are only comparable to the ordinary Aesir Protoss. But the universe is vast and there are countless civilizations, and there will always be saints, which will undoubtedly provide great help for Caesar's stretched angel legion. Angel Star is thriving. 5 more reached. Ask for everything, thank you, asterisk. Chapter 32 Supreme Wisdom. Outside Angel, a huge amount of Kerry Empire battleship obscured the sky. The incomparably huge shadow even vaguely covered a city. However, it is not here to fight, it really wants to deal with Angel Star and the holy heavenly palace built by Caesar. At the very least, the army that had dealt with the Skrull Empire had to be dispatched. That may be a protracted millennium war, although the Kerry Empire is a military dictatorship. However, just after finishing the Skrull Empire, he was still busy chasing and killing, completely destroying the 1,000-year-old mortal enemy. Not willing to set up a formidable enemy again. Therefore, negotiating and striving for interests at the negotiating table became the first choice of the Kerry Empire. Mighty new God! The Kerry Empire expresses its high respect to you. Negotiations in the Kerry Empire are causing a very polite greeting to Caesar. The visiting embassies of Kerry are all very typical pure-blooded nobles of Kerry, and the pure blue complexion is very conspicuous. On the contrary, the 2 deputy envoys beside him were somewhat resentful, and after reluctantly saluting, they began to scan Caesar and the heavenly palace recklessly. No one has taught you, no, look directly at God. Golden light flashed in Caesar's eyes, and the 2 unscrupulous deputy envoys instantly began to cover their eyes and screamed. In the eyes, blue blood mixed with the tears kept dripping. I don't have time to play black and red face tricks with you, you should know that. What you can't get on the battlefield, you can't get it at the negotiating table. Caesar ignored the screaming 2 deputy envoys, stared directly at the main envoy and said. He felt a powerful spiritual power from the body of the envoy, even not weaker than the ordinary 4th order Protoss. Definitely, the mighty Aesir Protoss. The envoy of the Kerry Empire also ignored the screaming 2 deputy envoys, waved, and several guards dragged the 2 deputy envoys down for medical treatment. Blind 2 pairs of eyes only, it is not a big deal, it will be cured soon. Afterwards, the Kerry Empire was making its eyes whiten, and the powerful spiritual force directly occupied the body of the Kerry Empire. I came here with only one request, stop your expansion in the rest of the galaxy. To this end, I will sign a peace oath with you, not to interfere with your rule in the Andromeda Galaxy. Oh, Caesar tilted his head, observing the supreme wisdom behind him through his body. The image of supreme wisdom in his mind turned out to be the one-eyed old man Odin, which is a bit interesting. So, do you plan to use my actual possession of the ruling territory in exchange for my stopping the expansion of other galaxies? Well, then I'll also come up with a condition. Immediately stop your expansion in other galaxies, and I am also willing to sign a peace oath with you to guarantee your rule in the Magellanic Galaxy. How about that? Caesar said playfully. The Magellanic Cloud is the base of the Kerry Empire, directly under the galaxy. Is this your idea? Or Asgard's? Supreme Wisdom said coldly, without any emotion. Don't worry, I'm not affiliated with Asgard, Odin is now the ambassador of peace. Caesar said with a chuckle. Although I don't know what happened, since Hela's betrayal and the death of a large number of Asgard's elites, Odin seems to have really lost all his former domineering. Never want to start the battle lightly. Supreme Wisdom was silent for a moment, wondering if he was considering whether Caesar's words were true or not, or whether he was calculating the price of facing Caesar and Odin at the same time, and then said coldly again. All the territories you occupy now are the legacy of the original Skrull Empire. And the Skrull Empire was defeated by us, and we deserve to gain most of the territory of the original Skrull Empire. In addition, although the Fourth Order Protoss is powerful, it is not impossible to deal with it. As one of the three major empires in the universe, the Kerry Empire is naturally able to deal with the general Tier 4. At the same time, it has been observed that although you control a technology similar to Bifrost, you can transmit troops beyond the visual range in a short period of time, but the core combat power under your command is too scarce. A few years ago, when Caesar was on his way to capture the space gem, he met up with the space troopers of the Kree Empire. The information of the Fourth Order Aesir Protoss is naturally also included in the Supreme Wisdom. It's just a pity that the captain of the surprising team, Young Rog, who vaguely sensed the power of the original stone. After being violently beaten by Carol awakening and destroying weapons and equipment, the spaceship sent did not return to the Kree Empire. Instead, it fell directly into Sokka, perhaps because Carol used the power of the space gem? I don't know if Young Rog is now a fighter or a scavenger. In short, he hasn't had time to tell the Supreme Wisdom of the possible horror of Caesar. According to the information, Supreme Wisdom only believes that Caesar is an ordinary Fourth Order Protoss, and that the trans-horizon teleportation may be using Bifrost technology. Those plunderers who have been brainwashed by you and low-level civilizations can't be the opponents of the main fleet of the Kerry Empire. If the Holy Heavenly Palace really has a full-scale war with the Kree Empire, the Kerry Empire can attack a large number of faith stars in the Andromeda Galaxy at the same time. Your troops are not powerful enough to be rescued in time. The cold exposition of Supreme Wisdom does not seem to be a threat. Then why don't you go to war directly? Caesar sneered and asked directly. Chapter 33 The Supreme Council. Supreme Wisdom begins to be silent. I said, don't worry about Asgard. Caesar began to step forward, imposingly. The stakes are higher, and a full-scale war needs to be measured. The cold voice of Supreme Wisdom sounded again. Ha ha ha, risk. Caesar smiled at the Supreme Wisdom. To defeat the Skrull Empire, your losses will not be small, and your main fleet is still busy chasing down the remnants of the Skrull Empire. The fleet you have left in the Andromeda Galaxy is nothing to worry about, and the intergalactic space jumping point of the Andromeda Galaxy, I will start garrisoning everyone, and now you are gathering the fleet from the Magellanic system, mobilizing the army, and fighting across the galaxy. It will take at least half a year. After half a year, I will completely control all large space jumping points. At that time, it is impossible for the battle to affect too many faith stars. Your main fleet will be destroyed by me when it first enters the Andromeda Galaxy. Squad? I think my angel warriors would be happy to send them to see you too. Why on earth are you here to negotiate with me? With the false name of the Kerry Empire. After Caesar finished speaking, he got close, and his gloved hands directly pressed the temple on both sides of the ambassador. Said face to face. I've always wanted to punch Odin, thank you for giving me this chance. Now, get out of here. Caesar exerted force with both hands, and his divine power exploded, turning into an invisible iron fist, directly shattering the image of Odin of Supreme Wisdom, and then launching a soul impact, completely expelling Supreme Wisdom from his body. The Kree Empire was trembling all over, and the 7 orifices also began to seep a little blue blood. Caesar let go of his hands and let the Kree Empire collapse to the ground. After a long time, the Kerry Empire was standing up, wiping the blue blood on his face, and said weakly and politely. Respected adults, it seems that the negotiation seems to be over. I will immediately lead all the fleets of the Kree Empire in the Andromeda system and return to the Kree Empire. My lord, Andromeda Galaxy, it's yours. Oh, Caesar glanced curiously at the Kerry Empire's envoy. It is quite rare that the Kerry Empire, which has always been centered on military dictatorship, would have such a guy. Is it the order of the Supreme Intelligence to withdraw all the fleets of the Andromeda system? If you don't consider staying, maybe you can lead the way? Caesar asked suspiciously. The warriors of the Kerry Empire never fear death, but needless sacrifices are meaningless. The Kerry Empire is speaking with a serious color, and his eyes are full of kindness to the Kerry warriors. Caesar nodded indifferently, letting the Kerry Empire lead all the Kerry Empire fleets to leave. Those fleets, in his eyes, have lost their meaning. How will the Kerry Empire respond next? Caesar returns to the throne, lost in thought. Magellanic Cloud, Hera's star, Kerry Empire home star. A supreme conference is being held within the Supreme Intelligence. The ruler of the Kerry Empire, the Supreme Wisdom, is composed of the brains of the most intelligent and powerful scientists, thinkers, philosophers, and generals of the Kerry Empire. This group of the most intelligent and powerful people, combined together, turned into an immortal and incomparably powerful life computer. Moreover, as more and more smart people join the Supreme Wisdom, the Supreme Wisdom's computing ability and spiritual ability will also become stronger and stronger. This is also the main reason why the Kerry Empire, as a colony of the Skrull Empire, was able to continuously improve its scientific and technological strength and fought with the Skrull Empire for countless years. A figure in the appearance of a general of the Kerry Empire shouted loudly in the Supreme Council. The reputation of the Kerry Empire should not be offended. We are the cosmic overlord who defeated the Skrull Empire. If we back down in front of this emerging force, the subordinate civilizations of the Skrull Empire will never surrender to us easily. We need a war to prove that our strength is not damaged. This will save us a lot of time in ruling the territory of the Skrull Empire. There are many subordinate civilizations of the Skrull Empire and some other civilizations, who dare to take advantage of the collapse of the Skrull Empire to invade the territory of the Skrull Empire. In addition to the fact that the Kerry Empire was temporarily unable to make a move, it was suspected that the Kerry Empire and the Skrull Empire were both lost, and their strength was greatly damaged. After all, the Skrull Empire is an old superpower, and the Kerry Empire cannot easily destroy the Skrull Empire. Whether the strength is damaged or not, we know that the prestige will never be damaged by one or two retreats, because the prestige is always determined by the strength. Those affiliated civilizations will see the power of the Kerry Empire. And that holy heavenly palace, if we rashly go to war, our losses will be huge, and it may even exceed the loss of the main fleet of the Skrull Empire last time. A man dressed as a thinker said calmly. A large number of people then expressed their support. Seconded. And he's an Aesir, so it has to be considered whether Asgard will be involved. All he needs is faith. I suggest, give up Andromeda, curb the development of the rest of his galaxies, and at the same time start trade with it and acquire a lot of resources we need. Their technology level is not enough, we can sell him some low-level military warships, and his raider army should need these. Seconded, the risks are too high, the benefits are too small, it's not worth fighting. The Kerry Empire can be a fanatical militaristic country, but the Supreme Wisdom is never fanatical. It seems that the Kerry Empire will choose to live peacefully with Caesar. However, the Supreme Conference is still going on. Asterisk. Chapter 34 The Unexpected Enemy. One problem, according to observations, the number of angels in the Holy Heavenly Palace seems to be increasing and getting stronger. It all seems to be related to belief. Faith seems to have provided a powerful energy for them to become stronger. Then, their risk will become higher and higher, and the development will be extremely fast. According to the minimum risk estimate, within 1,000 years, their strength may surpass the Kerry Empire in an all-round way. In addition, they have a technology similar to Bifrost, and they can respond quickly beyond the horizon. Their expansion rate will only be faster, and we have no way to curb their development in other galaxies. So will their expansion ambitions eventually be satisfied, or will they continue to grow? Is the Kerry Empire willing to accept this growing risk? A general in military uniform said very calmly. Seconded. The Supreme Wisdom agreed. The strength of the Kerry Empire will also continue to grow, said a scientist. But we don't have the ability to respond beyond visual distance, and it's hard to grow faster than them. Their brainwashing control power is also extremely strong, and many of the Empire's spies are gradually being brainwashed. Seconded. We must have the ability to react beyond the line of sight, and the ever-expanding Empire's territory needs to be truly ruled. Seconded. As a member of the Supreme Intelligence, everyone will hope that the Kerry Empire will become stronger. Asgard must be taken into account when taking over the Horizon Response technology. Second, but the latest information shows that Asgard's strength is far from recovered, and Odin is old. Second, we still need to take precautions, but we can make an exchange. They should be very interested in the angel group and the use of faith energy. Seconded, we can cooperate again. Then, recall all the chasing fleets, assemble the main force, and after capturing the technology beyond the line of sight, pursue and kill again. Seconded. Most of them passed, and the Supreme Conference finally ended, but the entire Kerry Empire has once again entered a state of full combat readiness. Time passed, and 2 months passed in the blink of an eye. After the entire fleet of the Kerry Empire remaining in the Andromeda system withdrew, Caesar's control over the Andromeda system was once again enhanced. Today, most of the intergalactic space jump points are in their hands, always guarding against the possible large-scale invasion of the Kerry Empire. Angel Star, Caesar is reviewing the Angel's Second Legion, which is not yet full. The commander of the Second Legion was named Liang Bing by Caesar, and the title was Angel of Original Sin. She is always competing with Caesar, trying to outdo Keisha and get more attention in front of Caesar. But he was always hanged and beaten. After being hanged, he always came to Caesar crying for comfort and asking for energy infusion. Caesar also didn't have much to do with her. Suddenly, Caesar's expression became extremely solemn, and he looked up at the void, where a powerful space energy was fluctuating. The elite fleet of the Kerry Empire, as well as all the members of the interstellar team, did not pass through those jumping points across the galaxy after a ray of light appeared directly on Angel Star. Caesar focused, glanced at it, and the psychokinesis of the Supreme Wisdom and a large number of minds also gathered on the body of a Kerry noble. Coupled with the all-purpose armament of the Kerry Empire, it is enough to exert a combat power comparable to the Fourth Order high level, even surpassing Hela, who has just come out of Hell and has not fully obtained the power of Asgard. But this is not the most dangerous. Beside the Supreme Wisdom, there is a man with tight muscles, a handful of wings on the top of his head, wearing a red and blue battle suit, a red cloak behind him without wind, and a man full of strong and incomparable confidence, exuding a powerful and incomparable threat. He really has the power of the Fourth Order high level, comparable to the gemless Thanos. The highest combat power of the Kerry Empire, the commander of the Imperial Guards. I see. When Caesar saw Dagian, he already understood in his heart why the Skrull Empire was quickly defeated. The Kerry Empire at least provided the Kerry Empire with the aid of over-the-horizon teleportation, otherwise, the Andromeda Galaxy served as the base camp of the Skrull Empire. The home planet of the Skrull Empire was by no means destroyed by the Kerry Empire so easily. The Kerry Empire was the strongest among the three major empires. Whether it is technology or individual combat power, they are far more than the two empires. But they, as a super empire with a strong business atmosphere, diverse ethnic groups, and extremely advanced technology, can even artificially create habitable planets. You shouldn't have shot Angel Star for the sake of territory. Caesar looked at Doji unsuspiciously. Behind Dojian, a large number of Xie imperial guards also exuded a powerful aura. Feathered triangular helmet, light combat uniform, there are many feathers exposed on the wrist, and he holds a heavy energy cannon. The Shi'ars seem to be derived from birds, but each of them, after reaching adulthood, possesses almost the same power as the ordinary Asir. It is a rare and powerful race in the universe. Asterisk. Chapter 35 Emotions and Beliefs. Dojian stepped forward with great confidence, seemed to see Caesar's doubts, and said loudly, "Hand over all angels, hand over how to use the energy of faith. The Xie Empire will no longer be your enemy." The Supreme Wisdom also stepped forward. Hand over beyond line of sight response, the technology of large-scale transmission across space, the Kerry Empire allows you to leave alive. There is no territory, and there is not enough troops. After the independent Fourth Order powerhouse also has large-scale transmission technology across space in the Kerry Empire, it is not a cause for concern. Moreover, leaving alive does not mean that it cannot be hit hard. Ha ha ha. Caesar stroked his forehead with a hand and laughed. In the universe, the weak eat the strong. Between civilizations, we only talk about interests. Caesar said coldly. But who is the weaker? The Kree Empire and the Xia Empire suddenly appeared together, and the system that had been silent for a long time also gave a choice for this. Notice that the Kerry Empire and the Xie Empire have teamed up to coerce the host and start making choices. Choose one, defeat the coalition forces of the two empires, and at the same time try to spread the prestige of the host in the universe. When the prestige reaches the standard, the reward, the title of Cosmic Overlord, wearing this title, deter all the enemies in the universe who know the prestige of the host, and face the host. At that time, the combat power dropped by 10%. Choose 2, make peace with the alliance of the two empires, sign a peace agreement, reward, Angel's reincarnation pool belief collection speed increased by 30%. Choose 3, admit defeat to the alliance of the two empires, give up Angel Star, reward, cell activity +1. Physical strength +1. Is this still a choice? Caesar glanced at the system reward, and then shouted loudly. Angel Legion, attack and crush them. I would like to die for the ruler. Holy Keisha took the lead in pulling out the Sword of Flames, and led the first Angel Legion, which had been promoted by most of the middle and low-level angels, and rushed directly to the guards of the Xie Empire. Liang Bing led the second Angel Legion, mixed with the elite plunderers who stayed on Angel Star, and confronted the elite fleet of the Kree Empire and the members of the Star Troop, and Valina also joined them. Among the Star Trooper members, there are some who are her old acquaintances. With a cold face, Caesar directly used the power of the space gem to pull the fighting sword and supreme wisdom into the void. Angel Star, although protected by the magic power of the reincarnation pool, can't stand the battle of the three of them. Without further ado, let's start the fight directly. Caesar took the lead in attacking, and directed a flare bombard at Dojian, and then used the power of the space gem to temporarily isolate the supreme wisdom. The body of the supreme wisdom is far away in Hala. Even if this body is quickly killed, the supreme wisdom can quickly change the body to participate in the war again. If the supreme wisdom changed his body and stopped fighting with Caesar, and attacked his angels directly, Caesar would be a little distressed. The power of a single infinite gems is only close to the fourth order limit. The original Dark Elf, who was in charge of TIE particles, was still beaten by the old king of Asgard. With Caesar's current strength, he might still be in danger if he had the supreme wisdom against Dojian at the same time. Dojian directly resisted the flare bombardment, leaping out from the boundless sea of fire, and the body full of muscles was not damaged at all. Without the use of the space gem, Caesar has trained the fourth order solar power for several years, but it has only been upgraded from the fourth order standard to the fourth order. Space transfer. Not technology, individual control. The supreme wisdom is thinking and using the powerful spiritual power, constantly tearing apart the space. Want to join forces with Daejeon in time to quickly defeat Caesar and take everything. At the same time, within the Supreme Wisdom, an urgent Supreme Meeting is being held. Individual strength exceeds estimates, close to Heavenly Father Odin, and the danger is greatly increased. Transporting energy across space is not Bifrost, it seems to be an individual ability, and the difficulty of capturing the ability to teleport across space is greatly increased. After the Supreme Intelligence ripped apart the space again and was quickly banished by Caesar. Confirmed as an individual ability, the scope of application is extremely large, the degree of danger is extremely increased, and the possibility of capturing the ability plan to teleport across space is infinitely reduced. Cancel the plan to seize ability, implement the second plan, and try to eliminate the threat with all my strength. The Supreme Intelligences thought extremely quickly and changed their plans immediately. Make all-out shots, constantly tearing apart the space, trying to consume a lot of energy to contain Caesar, or join forces in a timely manner to directly destroy Caesar. Supreme Wisdom was temporarily exiled and could not join the battle group, while Caesar and Daejeon began to collide fiercely. A large amount of space gem power is used to control the Supreme Intelligence, and Caesar, who can only use a small amount of space power and his own sun power, does not have the upper hand in the battle of fighting swords. Yang Yan impact, invalid. Flare bombing, no damage. Even Caesar directly used some space energy to directly convert himself and Daejeon into fixed star, but he still failed to damage it. The more confident Daejeon is, the less damage the outside world will do to him, and the higher his combat power will be. The Kerry Empire possesses the power of technology to obtain powerful energy from emotions. No wonder, he wanted to capture Caesar's use of angel's faith. Beliefs and emotions don't seem to be much different. Asterisk. Chapter 36 Mobile Natural Disaster. The battle was stalemate. Caesar did not use the sun to try to inflict heavy damage on the fighting sword, but only consumed the divine power, used the sun battle body, and part of the power of space. Caesar's whole body began to emit a dazzling light. The divine power of the sun has clothed him with an incomparably powerful golden robe. The power of space is above the divine garment, embellished with a blue coat of arms. The extremely strong and beautiful Caesar and Daejeon were on the fixed star, and they started to collide with their fists and feet directly. Engage in the most direct, primitive, and craziest hand-to-hand combat. The powerful body of the Xia people and the incomparable confidence of Daejeon make Daejeon become more and more courageous. There are occasional injuries, but it does not affect his combat strength in the slightest. And Caesar, the infinite power of the space gem, is the most original power of the entire universe. Although the energy output at the same time is limited, it is continuous. Coupled with being on fixed star, the sun's divine power recovers extremely quickly. The battle was half loud, and there was no sign of energy decay at all. At this time, Supreme Wisdom was still breaking through the exile of space, but inside, the Supreme Conference began to discuss constantly. Caesar's battle with Daejeon and Supreme Wisdom is at a stalemate. Around Star Angel, the three major forces also became a mess. After the Holy Keisha unlocked the flame-level weapon in the reincarnation pool, Caesar was directly promoted to the king-level angel by spending a lot of faith energy. Among all the angels, there is currently the only king-level, known as the Heavenly Blade King, who currently possesses the 4th-level standard combat power. Leading a large number of second- and third-tier angels who have been promoted, in the battle, without the obstruction of supreme wisdom and sword fighting, they are simply invincible. In terms of merit and seniority, Keisha and the first angel legion she led should be promoted. However, the elites of the Kerry Empire came together, and the Shia Imperial Guards were by no means weak. Even the first angel legion, led by Holy Keisha, could not affect the entire battle situation. The combat power of the Kerry Empire is too much. It's a raid, with plenty of Caesar's raiders and sub-civilizations guarding a lot of space jumps. The still weak Second Angel Legion led by Liang Bing, as well as those elite predators, as well as Valkyrie Valina, have fallen into a predicament. There are even a large number of angels. After destroying countless fighters and spaceships, they were directly hit by the main artillery of the Kerry Empire's fleet or heavy weapons, suffered heavy damage, or died directly. Angels' feathers continued to float in the air, more and more and more and more red and dazzling. Keisha and the high-ranking angels were already red-eyed, and Valkyrie's face changed from the hippie smile of the past, and became very serious. Just now, in order to protect her, the ruthless female predator leader who had befriended her was directly bombarded into pieces by a main cannon. She doesn't have a divine body, and has an extremely powerful physical defense. The Shi'ar Imperial Guards and the Kerry Empire's space troops were never good either. Valina's old acquaintances have all been sent by her to meet the cruel female leader. After this battle, the Star Troopers feared to be reformed. All three major forces suffered heavy losses, but the battle continued. The battle was fierce, and Caesar became more and more irritable as he saw a large number of angels die in battle. Although it could be resurrected, every angel offered him a lofty belief. Every angel had looked up at him with wet, glowing eyes. How could he be willing to see a large number of angels die in front of him? Caesar directly launched a ruthless, no longer caring about the other. After using the power of the space gem and exiling the Supreme Wisdom as much as possible, he directly gave up the imprisonment of the Supreme Wisdom. Then, Dagian and the fixed star on which he and Dagian were fighting were directly transferred to the Magellanic Cloud. There, is the base camp of the Kerry Empire. Holy Keisha united with some high-level angels to form an angel battle formation, the Supreme Wisdom enough to burst out of the sky in a short time. However, the entire Kerry Empire has no strength enough to stop Caesar from moving fixed star while fighting with the sword. Space gem, plus the power of the sun, that's despair. The surface temperature of the sun is 6,000 degrees, and the volume of the sun is about 1.3 million times that of the Earth. And the fixed star moved by Caesar is a little smaller than the sun, but it also has a volume hundreds of thousands of times that of the Earth. No need to attack. Just move the fixed star to drift past the Kerry Empire planet. Incomparably strong high temperature, mixed with unparalleled gravity. Wherever he passed, the planet burst into flames, and the plates began to shatter. As for the humans on the planet, they are too small. How many casualties are there? Who knows? How many innocent people or tourists from other civilizations? Who knows? The universe is an extremely cruel place. Weakness is the original sin. Caesar kept moving, not trying to attack Hera directly. I also want to know that as the mother planet of the Kerry Empire, Hela obviously has a powerful guarding force. The Supreme Wisdom body is also among them, going to Hera, but once again the battle is deadlocked. His goals are those industrial stars, resource stars, and administrative stars. Caesar drifted with the ball, like the most desperate natural disaster in the universe. Wherever he passed, the mourning continued, bringing fear and destruction. The entire universe is trembling with this battle, and the Kerry Empire has suffered heavy losses. The confident fighting sword began to tremble, and he began to be a little scared. Fear that the scene in front of you will happen in the Shi'ar galaxy soon? There, is the lair of the Shi'ar Empire. Dagian started to recklessly and shot with all his strength, but because of his own fear, his combat power declined, and he couldn't stop Caesar at all. Destruction continues. Chapter 5 will be later. Please ask for some flower tickets, thank you, *. Chapter 37 Pleasant Conversation. The Supreme Intelligence learned of the news after Caesar destroyed the first Kerry Empire planet. Subsequently, the Supreme Meeting within the Supreme Wisdom began to discuss intensely, and immediately, a decision was made. It did not send its fleet to attack the Faith Star of the Andromeda Galaxy. Because it understands that Caesar doesn't really care about those Faith Stars. He didn't use his full strength to destroy the entire Angel Star as soon as possible. No one wants to face a madman who is unconcerned, who can destroy the stars when he moves, and who also has the ability to transfer over a large range of space. Instead, he tried his best to contact the gradually crazy Caesar, while ordering all the members of the Kerry Empire to give up the fight with Angel, and sit and watch the Hela Empire guards be besieged by the Angel Legion. Seeing that it is impossible to seize the ability to teleport across space, nor can it eliminate the threat of Caesar, after suffering heavy losses, Supreme Wisdom naturally does not want to watch the Hela Empire have the opportunity to seize the faith energy technology and become stronger. Instead, I hope they are as weak as possible. He didn't directly attack the Hela Empire's guards, and he just didn't want to offend the Hela Empire to death. The people of the Hela Empire guards saw the betrayal of their allies, but they were not surprised. Everything Caesar did, the Hela Empire also noticed. There is no morality between civilization and civilization. Naked interests, naked predators, everything is for the development and prosperity of civilization. It's that simple. The Hela Empire urgently spent a lot of energy to use the cross-space teleportation technology, and another batch of reinforcements came, but they did not join the battle group, but just guarded the few remaining guards and stopped the battle with the angels. This war should end. After Caesar took Fixed Star and Fighting Swords and destroyed the 23rd planet of the Kerry Empire, Supreme Intelligence finally caught up, appeared on the body of a Kerry, and sent a message of reconciliation to Caesar. Caesar didn't continue to move, and drifted with the ball again. The Kerry Empire occupies the entire Magellanic Cloud, radiating several large galaxies around it, and the directly affiliated Administrative Star, Resource Star, Industry Star, at least exceeds 10,000. Even if Caesar didn't stop for a minute to destroy one, he'd be busy for about 10 days. Moreover, the further back, the stronger the defense force of the Kerry Empire will be, and the faster the evacuation of personnel and materials. Destroying them again won't make much sense. The most important thing is that if we really want to die together, Angel Star, I am afraid that he will not be able to last a day. It is the best result so far to be able to defeat the combined forces of the two countries, and then gain a lot of benefits by the way. Caesar and Digian stopped fighting, used the space gem to send the Fixed Star back to its place, and returned to Angel Star with Digian. Caesar glanced at the Angel Legion, who were still in a battle formation, but inexplicably lost some ranks. He felt a little uncomfortable. But he didn't say much, just made up his mind to revive them quickly. Then find ways to gain more faith and make them all stronger as soon as possible. What happened today must never happen again. Dojian's body is still full of confidence, but it is much weaker than at the beginning. Dojian glanced at him and ordered to withdraw from the battle group in time, and let the supreme wisdom of Hela guards be besieged and killed, and said nothing. Now, the most important thing is to negotiate with Caesar. The supreme wisdom decided to make peace, and couldn't find any way to restrain Caesar. Very decisive, asking for money, asking for territory, directly indicating that most of the territory of the original Skrull Empire, the Kerry Empire, is no longer needed. That will be the sphere of influence of the Holy Heavenly Palace. Caesar loves what he wants. As for the Hela Empire, it was much tougher than the Kerry Empire. They have this strength. But after Caesar took the fighting sword and ordered a Fixed Star in the Hela system to make firework, the Hela Empire's attitude was much calmer. Although they also have large-scale transmission technology across space, they are far less convenient and fast than Caesar. It didn't stop Caesar from putting firework at all. Definitely, Caesar can't stop the Hela Empire from destroying his sphere of influence planet. After all, there is only one Caesar. On the premise that everyone can hurt each other and express their willingness to understand and restrain each other. Negotiations between Caesar and the Hela Empire were also very enjoyable. After the Hela Empire expressed its willingness to give up part of the territory it had occupied and ruled the original Skrull Empire, and then sent a large number of warships and weapons as an apology for destroying the wreckage of the Marauder Legion, Caesar signed a non-aggression pact with the Hela Empire and the Kerry Empire. Definitely, agreements between civilizations and civilizations are rubbish. But when Caesar and two other empires are unable to easily destroy each other or have the ability to completely prevent each other from destroying themselves, peace will be a good symbol for a long time. The two empires quickly receded. An angel star is also quietly cleaning the battlefield, ready to start rapid expansion and development. But Caesar was troubled. Because, even if he defeated the coalition of the two empires, he drifted around the Kerry Empire with a fixed star, destroying 23 planets of the Kerry Empire. His first choice mission is still unfinished. Perhaps the destruction came too quickly, and those people didn't react before they died? The war is also over too quickly, and other civilizations haven't realized how powerful I am? It is obviously impossible for the Kerry and Sheer empires to advertise the power of Caesar. What can be done then? Caesar had to think of a way to praise himself. Complete the 5th update in the early morning. Please come and get some flower tickets, please. Asterisk. Chapter 38 Cosmic Mercenary Union. Directly calling the Predator's subordinates to brag about it in the universe will not be very effective, and in the eyes of those who care, Caesar may be ridiculed. After all, there are always some in remote ponds who are used to being overlords. The natives who were photographed in the sky by subordinates who did not understand the depth of the universe entered the vast ocean of the universe. Then, I thought I was really invincible until I encountered enemies that it couldn't even understand. Can you believe that every day there are some civilizations who have just mastered a few small fixed star systems and mastered some exotic technologies, and dare to declare themselves as interstellar powers and dare to declare war with the former Skrull Empire? After Caesar completely controlled the Andromeda Galaxy, he found some historical materials that the Skrull Empire did not take away and destroy in time. As for the core tech tree, important military tech, etc., or be destroyed when the Skrull homeworld is destroyed. Either take them all, or destroy those that cannot be taken away. Core technology is the most important thing in a civilization. How could it be preserved for the enemy? Those stupid civilizations have encountered a lot in the historical documents of the Skrull Empire. Weakness is never the original sin of a civilization, arrogance is. Caesar is going to make a big move. Strong, need to compare. You are stronger than maggots, then you are a fly. If you can surpass a tiger, you must at least be an elephant. Under the leadership of Caesar, the Cosmic Mercenary Union was established aggressively. On the first day of its establishment, it directly and forcefully occupied the Joy Star of the Cosmic Predators, the Contract Axia Star. Then, let all Contra raiders choose, die or surrender. Those who surrendered, closed for a while, and after having a certain foundation of loyalty, they were directly incorporated, joined Caesar's big family, and became a glorious cosmic mercenary. The predators in the universe can never be killed, because there are always some who like to do things for nothing, and those who pursue excitement take to the big stage of the universe. Others are young people with various ideals. For example, making a lot of money in the universe, returning home, and there is a girl waiting for him with a child. Another example, want to travel the universe, see the magic of the universe, and become the pirate king of the universe by the way. The most important thing is that most civilizations or individuals always have some commissions that require some strangers to do. If there is demand, there must be a market. This is why every high-level civilization deeply hates predators, but has never been able to completely eliminate them. Caesar is also unable to eliminate all predators in the universe. But at least he wants to do it. In his own territory, all predators who dare to take the lead have only to die or surrender. He needs a stable environment to protect the citizens of the affiliated civilization. After all, they can better provide faith for Caesar by living well. High pressure to fight raiders, need to control adventurers. The two paths were carried out at the same time, and soon, most of the predators in the Andromeda Galaxy disappeared, replaced by the rise of the Cosmic Mercenary Union. Moreover, the Cosmic Mercenary Union is constantly following the territory of the original Skrull Empire, rapidly expanding to the Kerry Empire and the Shea Empire. Everyone is a good friend who has signed a peace oath. Is it reasonable for me to build some embassies on some of your less core planets that are not a threat to your rule? Given that we have cordial business dealings with the Cosmic Mercenary Union, it would not be too much to open another Cosmic Mercenary Union next to the embassy? I don't need the help of the embassy to destroy this planet anyway. The Kerry Empire and the Hela Empire definitely agreed with a smile. Definitely, except Angel Star. On some planets within the sphere of influence of the Holy Heavenly Palace, the embassies of the Kerry and Hela empires have also been established. Caesar didn't care, though. Because both the Caesar and the Kerry Empire understand it. Those embassies are insignificant to the three major forces and have no great significance. Cosmic marauders are factions, organizations, and laws. It is the norm for plunderers to unite against strong enemies externally, and pay no attention to fighting to life and death internally. Contract Axia was occupied by the sacred heaven, and the predators did not respond much. It's just a happy star, it's a big deal to change the site, still happy. But with Caesar's powerful galaxies as the scope to clear the plunderers, and the collection of a large number of plunderers to form a cosmic mercenary union to accept a large number of commissions, the marauder factions began to sit still. The elite squads formed by those powerful angels are extremely efficient against those unsystematic camps and raider groups without powerful technology. And the tasks entrusted by the Cosmic Mercenary Union are at the root of a large number of predators. The leaders of the marauder faction blew the clarion call of freedom and began to unite, intending to give a powerful look to the newly rising so-called Holy Heavenly Palace. At least, find a way to destroy the so-called Cosmic Mercenary Union. As for the Cosmic Mercenary Union, in order to prevent the Cosmic Mercenaries from offending powerful enemies, and at the same time to understand the so-called cosmic power rankings announced by the difficulty of the task, the rankings of the powerhouses in the universe are known. The top superpower in the two lists is the Sacred Heavenly Palace, dominated by the Supreme Powerhouse Heavenly Palace. Self-proclaimed gadget predators don't believe it. Before encountering Thanos, some raider leaders even thought they could beat Thanos. Asterisk. Chapter 39 Ranking of Cosmic Powers. Liberty Star. Marauder Faction Permanent Peaceful Neutral Star. There, all looters are banned from private fights. When there is no major event related to the entire Predator group, the Liberty Star is always very deserted. Aggressive, free-spirited predators don't like to live on a free planet with too many rules. But now, there is a lot of activity on Liberty Star, and countless predators have gathered together. There are at least 100 factions in the Marauder group. The Justice Starka, who was recovered by Caesar, and the Giant are all faction leaders in the Marauder faction group. When a large number of Marauder factions come together, it has to be said that it is indeed a very large force. In the power rankings announced by the Cosmic Mercenary Union, the entire Predator group was also ranked above the Xandar planet and the Nova Corps. Definitely, those predators, it's almost impossible to all come together. Even if Caesar established the Cosmic Mercenary Guild to dig the roots of the Marauder group, there were only 34 faction leaders who came to Liberty Star today. Most of them wandered in the sphere of influence of the original three empires. The raiders most affected by Caesar's blow. In the Hall of Freedom, the plunder leaders lined up in a circle. Then, the fierce quarrel begins. I propose that we have so many good players, so many spaceships, and a large number of new military equipment from the Kerry Empire, and simply attack the Andromeda Galaxy directly. Plunder some planets, destroy some so-called cosmic mercenary unions, and show some color to that sacred temple. Let them open a mercenary trade union, we will kill a mercenary trade union, and see if he can start one. A beast-type predator leader said wantonly, not taking the entire sacred temple in his eyes at all. It seems that a batch of powerful Kerry Empire warships accidentally purchased from the black market recently provided him with great courage. I agree. A tall stone man hummed. Some raider chiefs also agreed. Their weaponry has also improved a lot recently. But more marauder leaders just sit on the sidelines. Hee hee, it's enough to just teach the sacred heavenly palace a lesson. How about simply destroying the sacred heavenly palace, ruling the entire Andromeda galaxy, and establishing the Predator Kingdom? A skinny bug human predator leader said mockingly. I agree. The tall stone man agreed again. I think we can do it. But this time, no one agreed. How did it become the leader? A predator leader covered in frost armor asked in surprise. I am the most capable and the smartest in the clan, I am bolder. The leader of the plunderer of the tall stone man said loudly, and then patted his chest hard, and even smashed a few small stones. Behind him, all his clansmen stood beside him and also slapped his chest in greeting. How stupid! Everyone seems to have made a fortune recently. The equipment of your subordinates has improved a lot, so do you feel that you are extremely powerful? Has no one thought about why these pieces of equipment came to us by accident? Before we wanted to spend a lot of money to buy it, we couldn't buy it. A predator leader with red skin and hunched waist said faintly. I know what you're talking about, but the Cosmic Mercenary Union must destroy it, warriors of freedom, it must not end. The Frost Marauder leader said firmly. I'm in favor of at least destroying the Cosmic Mercenary Union. Numerous looter leaders have seconded their opinions. Without quests, without some civilization to help cover, there will be many looters who cannot survive by looting alone. The question is, how to destroy it? The leader of the red-skinned hunched predators said coldly. Also, what do you think of the ranking of known cosmic powers and powerhouses given by the Cosmic Mercenary Union? Isn't that a random arrangement? Are there some forces that so many of us have never heard of? That's what the Mercenary Union paid for the Holy Heavenly Palace, shameless. Haha, we have killed a lot of people who ruled a planet and called themselves God Kings. Some raider leaders said with a smile. But some remained dead silent. List of known forces ranked by the Cosmic Mercenary Union. First, the gods. The number of clansmen is unknown, the rank is unknown, but the minimum is not weaker than the fourth rank. It seems to be a super life form derived from the universe itself, secretly maintaining the balance of the universe. Second, the observer family. The number of clan members is unknown, and the combat power is unknown, but it seems to have unimaginable technological ability, never specifically interferes with the progress of civilization, but silently observes the entire universe. Third, Cosmic Elders Association. The specific number of members is unknown, and the combat power is unknown, but the minimum is not lower than the fourth rank. It is composed of a group of super strong people with almost endless lifespans and surviving for countless years. Usually pass the time by liking a unique hobby. Few people have really seen their incomparable power, but it seems to be a loose alliance, and the team cohesion is not strong. Fourth, Asgard. Even though it has experienced civil strife for unknown reasons, and a large number of elites have died, but as long as Odin does not die and Bifrost is not destroyed, Asgard is still the top force in the universe. Fifth, Holy Heavenly Palace, defeating the Kerry Empire and the Hela Empire with one enemy and two. The elites of the two kingdoms join forces. The powerful angel tours the entire universe, and the figure of the Heavenly Palace Lord will be everywhere. Chapter 40, I only know after playing. 6th, Hela Empire, powerful technology, powerful race, long history, vast territory, the leader of its guards can even fight the enemy on fixed star. 7th, the Dark Quadrant, the Mad Titan seems to want to balance the life of the universe with his own power. After possessing a magical power, his power is expanding wildly. 8th, the Kerry Empire, militarism and racism keep the Kerry Empire's fighting spirit strong, and the mysterious ruler's supreme wisdom makes the Kerry Empire stronger and stronger over time. 9th, the Sovereign Family, unique super energy batteries, powerful wireless control of hyperspace, and unique gene breeding methods make them powerful. 10th, the Predator Group, there are too many dregs in these universes, and there are some strong loneliness among them. If anyone can bring it all together, it is undoubtedly a superpower in the entire universe, but unfortunately, it is almost impossible. However, in terms of its potential power, it is still ranked above Nova Corps. Do you really have no idea about this power ranking? Think it was made up to give gold to the Holy Heavenly Palace? The red-skinned hunched predator went on. The gods, everyone should know about the void. It's powerful, I don't think I need to say more. As for the Observer Civilization, and the Cosmos Elders, although I have never heard of it, I presumably the Cosmos Mercenary Union will not cheat. Definitely, those are not important, the important thing is whether the Holy Heavenly Palace really defeated the Shia and the Kerry Empire with one enemy and two. I got the news that the Kerry Empire seems to have really launched an attack on the Holy Heavenly Palace, and the members of the Star Troopers are all dead. Also, within the Kerry Empire, dozens of planets were suddenly destroyed. These have to be considered. The red-skinned hunched predator sighed. I'm old, I've been a predator all my life, and I don't want to see you die. I don't believe it. I only know that the Kerry Empire and the Skrull Empire fought for many, many years before they finished. Other civilizations have to fight for many, many years, killing many, many people and destroying many, many planets. These can't be hidden from us. I haven't seen them fight for a long time. Also, I don't believe some of the powerhouses in the universe announced by the trade union. I am the strongest in our clan, and I can shatter a mountain. The ruler of the Heavenly Palace can actually play with fixed star everywhere, and the powerhouses on the leaderboard can easily destroy the planet. I absolutely don't believe it. In the list of known cosmic powerhouses published by the Cosmic Mercenary Union, Mephisto outside the dimension did not rank among them, nor did the Celestials, Observers, and the Cosmic Elders who do not know the specific information. List of known cosmic powerhouses. Known as the first powerhouse in the universe, God King of the Nine Realms, Odin, the Fourth Order Limit, known as the Heavenly Father. Wearing the armor of the Destroyer, holding the Spear of Eternity, the eight-legged horse under the crotch, coupled with the extreme thunder power and powerful divine body, swept across the nine worlds and invincible, coercing the entire universe. The second strongest in the known universe, the ruler of Tiangong, Caesar, close to the Fourth Order Limit. The powerful sun power and endless cosmic energy allow him to appear in any corner of the universe at any time. The fixed star is in the palm of the hand, and the universe is in the grasp. He used to fight with one against two, fighting swords and supreme wisdom. The third strongest in the known universe, Sorcerer Supreme Ancient One, close to the Fourth Order Limit. The powerful magic of the dimension Mephisto, combined with the power of the mysterious cosmic source, makes her almost omniscient. She masters miracles and taboos, and faces the dimension Mephisto Dormammu all year round. The fourth strongest known in the universe, Mad Titan, Thanos, close to the Fourth Order Limit. The Eternal Titan family has already given him the powerful strength of the Fourth Order High Level, and coupled with the mysterious power of the universe in his hands, his strength has been improved again. Run through the universe without taboos, and push for the balance of your own life. The fifth strongest in the known universe, Ms. Marvel, Carol, close to the Fourth Order Limit. By chance, the power of the source of the mysterious universe is linked, and the energy is almost inexhaustible, and it can easily destroy the powerful universe fleet by itself. He is traveling through several large galaxies in the universe and implementing his own concept of justice. The sixth strongest in the known universe, Flame Giant Surti, close to the Fourth Order Limit. Born from the flame does not die, and it does not die. The ruler of Belheim, possessing an incomparable power, seems to be able to bring about Ragnarok. However, after being interrupted by Odin's right hand and right foot, he took away the source of strength. After the eternal fire, he is currently recovering from injuries and his strength has been greatly damaged. The seventh strongest in the known universe, God of Heaven Ego, the Fourth Order High Level. It seems that the remaining brain of an unknown god has consciousness again, and successfully awakening. Controlling the mysterious and unpredictable life energy, it can create almost everything. But for unknown reasons, they multiply and keep seeds everywhere, and there may be a mysterious plan hidden in them. The eighth strongest known in the universe, goddess of death, Hela, fourth order high level. The eldest daughter of Odin, once the commander of the Asgard army, controlled the power of death and integrated part of the power of Asgard, but after the rebellion was set off, she was imprisoned in hell by Odin forever. Odin did not die, and Hela did not. Known ninth strongest in the universe, Sword of Shia, Dajian, fourth order high level. The first powerhouse of the Kerry Empire, the commander of the Kerry Empire's guards. Has the magical power to turn self-confidence into energy. He once joined forces with the supreme wisdom of the Kerry Empire to besiege the Lord of Tiangong, and fought a war with the Lord of Tiangong on Fixed Star. The 10th strongest known in the universe, Kerry ruler, supreme wisdom. Close to the fourth order high order. The supreme ruler of the Kerry Empire, joined by the best talents of the Kerry Empire. Possessing extremely powerful computing ability and psychic energy, he can borrow the Kerry's body to appear at any time. He once joined hands with the Kerry Empire to besiege the ruler of Tiangong. The Kerry Empire will not be destroyed, and the supreme wisdom will only become stronger and stronger. I want to fight them, anyway, I have to fight before I know. The leader of the Stone Man Predators said Hanin. We are predators, we just want to beat them. Let's fight that Heavenly Palace Master together. Asterisk. End of the chapter. Like and subscribe for more videos like this.